everyone. Just wanted to do hopefully a quick video. Wanted to talk about the decision that I made about Scentsy and being a consultant and all that. And it was actually a decision I had made quite a while ago, basically when they came out with all of their changes and talking about the things that were the way they were going to outline the new contract and all that. I knew basically at that point that I was going to step away. I didn't agree with a lot of their philosophies and their decisions, and I knew I needed to step away. I kind of felt like for the past, I don't know, year to 2 years that I probably should, but I just hadn't because I enjoy the wax so much. But the final straw for me was that first end of the month live with Orville and Heidi. They're, I don't want to say they're, more his specific attitude and some of the things that he said, I felt were very, almost derogatory towards a group of consultants. And not that he spoke of anyone in particular, but I just thought his demeanor was a little ugly. And I thought, yeah, that was it. I didn't want to work for a group that I didn't respect. And it was time for me to go. I just didn't leave right away because I always kept my money on the card, right? The commissions that I would get every month, I'd keep it on the card, and I would use that card for like when I'd close out a party or sometimes even for purchases. Well, I needed to wait until I got my funds in March. And then once I did, I needed to use those funds. And I wasn't going to use them on Scentsy because I didn't want to buy anymore. So I waited and I used some at a vendor, and then I went to a store with my husband sometime last week, and basically used the rest of the funds. So once the funds were used, I was like, okay, now let me go ahead and cancel that being a consultant. And it took me a while. I went to the website and the contract was there that people had posted about, and I couldn't get it to work for me. Like I kept hitting the I decline, and it would just log me out of the system. I was able to get around, like I could get to the news tab and stuff like that. I just could not get to the order history. That's the one thing I noticed that I couldn't get to. I wasn't really trying to get around. I just wanted to see. And I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting like a confirmation that I said I decline. So I kind of hovered over the I decline, and what I noticed was that there would be like, when you click on something, there's a path, right? Alerting out as to where it's going to go. And the path for that ended with log out. I was like, oh, so it's logging me out every time I try to do this. Because I tried probably 10 times to decline and see if I'd get a confirmation that I declined, but nothing. So after I used all the funds, I contacted Scentsy, and I was told that I needed to email some email address to say that I didn't want to be a consultant anymore. So I did. I completed that, and then I received something back saying that, sorry that you don't want to continue, and I think that it would go into effect April 1st, I think is what it said, something like that. I was like, whatever. And so, no more for me. And for me, it really is, I think, no more. I think if someone were to tell me a peeling apple is in the clearance, maybe I would log in to try to get that. I don't even know at this point if I would. If there was a flash sale that I know about, maybe I would try maybe to log in, and unless it's something just astronomically great that I want, no, I'm not willing anymore. And you haven't seen me do videos since the one I did about the changes. One, because I didn't want to announce that I was not going to continue until I used my funds. I did not want to give any kind of, not that they would keep my money, but I just didn't want to play that game. And I thought, let me use my funds and then I'll tell them. And then I can announce to everybody, not that it's a big deal or that, not that anybody cares, right? But this is more for me. To keep, to be able to look back on later, because it really did throw me for a loop. I loved the products. I loved the wax. And I knew Scentsy was an MLM, but I didn't pay attention to that. Like, I just kind of went with the flow. Like, in the payroll world, I know how much the people above me make. You can't let that bother you in payroll, right? So I didn't let it bother me. But things just kind of felt like they were getting worse and worse, and too many changes, too many, you're going to pay more here, you're going to lose here, I thought, no, I just can't do this anymore. And unfortunately, I felt like all the most of the bad stuff was happening to those who were considered the hobbyists. So it was time for me to back away, and it threw me for a loop because I enjoyed the products. I enjoyed melting my Scentsy wax. I still have a ton of it, and I still have to go through it and use it all. But I had also planned for 2025 that I was going to concentrate, since I was going to try to do like a no buy for this year, in other than Scentsy. I thought, okay, well, I'll do all my videos on like my Scentsy empties and, trying to figure out what do I want to do. And that kind of got thrown out the window when I decided I wasn't going to continue, because I thought, well, I'm not going to market for them. I'm not going to get on here and talk about how great this scent performs or how great it was, or because I don't want to feel like I'm marketing for them. If I feel like they didn't care enough about us and me being in that us group, then I'm not going to market for them either. I'm not going to help them make any sales. And anybody who would say, oh, but whatever, you should do that anyways, well, I'm not helping anybody else make it either, right? And if I were helping to market for my friends, I'd be fine with that. That I would do. But I don't want to help market for those people who I feel can be kind of greedy. And so I don't know, maybe that's mean of me, but it's still that feeling I'm getting from all of what's happened. But okay, so I wanted to do my inventory, and that's not going to happen. Plus, after the announcement, not shortly thereafter, my computer decided to die on me, and I thought my Excel spreadsheet with my inventory was backed up, and it wasn't. So it was not in the cloud. I completely lost my inventory list, and at that point I was like, that's it. I'm not gonna pull out all these bars and redo it again, especially when I'm not gonna do videos on it. I'm just gonna use what I have. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do going forward, whether I'm going to do videos about vendor wax, whether I'm going to just step away for a long while until I figure out what I want to do. It really did throw me for a loop. It upset me for not just me, but for all the people. I felt like somebody threw a big, huge boulder at the community, right? Like I felt like we were tight, and I felt like it just it was like somebody hit me with a ball, right? Like you're playing dodgeball. Somebody hit me with the ball right in the face. That's the way I felt. And I stepped away from watching wax videos for weeks. I've, in the past couple of weeks, have watched, this week I've probably started watching maybe 2 a day. But for a while there, I was watching maybe 1 a week, if I could even make myself watch 1 a week. And now the people that I've started watching were the people that I've always felt the closest to. I haven't really commented too much, but I have been trying to start watching and trying to look at some posts and things like that, but it just threw me for a loop. And I don't know. But I did want to say a really big thank you, very, very big thank you to anybody who watched my videos, who enjoyed watching my videos, whoever purchased from me, starting with my sister Bessie and her husband Neil, who purchased from me and who had a Scentsy club, each had a Scentsy club with me, and Angie, who has a Scentsy club, and Victoria, who has a Scentsy club. And I think Angie and Victoria, yours, last time I looked, was still active, and yours will just roll up to my sponsor. They're still there. So, I mean, as far as I know, right? I couldn't look anymore, but I'm guessing that they're still there. So everything should be good to go with your clubs. But I had canceled mine. I said I wasn't going to buy anymore, and I don't know. I think it just left me with a really bad feeling for a good long while, and I'm starting to enjoy melting wax again, and mostly right now vendor and a little Scentsy here and there. So hopefully I'll get back into enjoying what I've been enjoying for a couple of years now. And I don't know. I hope to be able to come back and do some more videos, find something to talk about. I don't know. Maybe vendor. I did purchase from Kay's during her sale, which was I think March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, something like that. And then I came up for my customs at Lavender and Speckles. So at first I was like, gosh, but Kay's isn't in April. And I said I was only going to buy in April from vendor. But right, after the announcement, and I had told my husband, yeah, I'm going to be leaving or whatever. He's like, well, the good thing is you don't have to do the no buy anymore from vendor. He's like, you could switch it around because you'll be doing basically a no buy from Scentsy, so you can buy from the other people. And I was like, well, thank you for saying that, for making me feel like I can, or supporting me in that thought. But I do want to still minimize as much as I can. Like I said, I bought from Kay's, and I bought from Lavender and Speckles, and I've been trying to avoid all the other ones, and I may buy a little bit in April, and then I'm going to try to stick to not really buying much this year, because I still have a lot to get through, and I'm just starting to get back into really warming again. So I don't know, I need to take that break. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it brought you comfort if you have been having the same feelings as I've been having. And I'm not trying to convince anyone that they need to go or they need to stay. That is each person's decision. I just wanted to voice what mine was. Not that it's a big deal. This is really more for me to be able to look at later when I want to. But if it brought you some comfort, or feeling of camaraderie. I'm very, very glad. And if you've decided to stay, I wish you the best of luck. Personally, I kind of wish you hadn't. Only for, the idea of the whole MLM and all that. But if you enjoy it and it brings you joy and you don't have any issues with it, then I wish you the best of luck, and I hope that it works out for you. And if you ever decide that it's no longer what you want to do, I'm here. I support you in either direction. So I hope to talk to y'all again soon. So until next time. I don't know about that first one, but enjoy your scents. I hope. Enjoy your day. And enjoy that journey. It can be a difficult one, but it can be a great one too. Talk to you later.